Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on Hbar. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about Hbar. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're still sitting here just under 5 cents. And everybody always says, you know, if there's all this growth, how come there's no price movement? Well, you know, the chart on Hbar doesn't look any different than the chart on the other ISO cryptocurrencies as well. They're pretty much the same right now, because we're still waiting for that utility to kick in. And once it does, this 5 cent price on Hbar is going to be gone forever. You know, I always said it, you can't have all this growth without price movement. Eventually, the growth will be reflected in the price. It's just a matter of time. Hedera partners with HMD Global plus Airtel Bank to pilot offline CBDC payments in India, strengthening financial inclusion and digital payments by making it possible to pay in digital currency even without having a smartphone or being connected to the internet. You know, the partners of Hedera and the governing councils of Hedera are always expanding and growing on their own as well. But they're utilizing the Hedera technology, adding value back to this network and Hbar all the time. That's why I'm bullish on Dovu. And when you see this, markets, Dovu, corporate buyers, ESG reporting. ESG is something that will grow year over year. So there's been a whopping 181 billion fungible tokens that are minted. That's on the emission side. Over 3.9 million NFTs that are minted, which again, the NFT side represents the offset. As companies continue to grow out, they're going to continue to buy offsets. And over time, all that value is going to come back to this network, come back to Hbar over time. Let's explore the big players on Hedera. And you know, I always said, no matter what you think of, somehow, some way, you could track it back to Hedera. Hedera is a public distributed ledger that meets the performance, security, and stability requirements of mission-critical enterprise business applications. Hedera's ecosystem includes a wide range of enterprise applications powered by Hedera. These applications are used by Fortune 500 companies to decentralize the web on Hedera. And when you look at this, you see healthcare, advertising, farming. And then when you look at Alliance Block, it's a protocol to bridge DeFi and TradeFi. I always say in Nexera videos, if you hold Nexera, you should be holding Hbar. Same thing if you're holding Hbar, you should be holding Nexera as well. Then it's tied to power, green power. It's also tied to the supply chain, validating photos, videos, and documents. Automated regression market maker, generation ESG marketplace, Australian agriculture supply chain platform. The list goes on and on around this cryptocurrency. It's tied to literally everything. And as I've been doing videos, I've been watching this network grow out. And I like some of the use cases because they're real world use cases, solving real world problems at the same time. And that's why I can't stop buying Hbar. I know the potential behind this, and I know the potential in the next run. I think it's going to surpass $3. And as we continue into the future, if it's a utility-driven market, the sky is the limit. That you are already using Hedera. You are already in the future. Now I'm going to play this for you because this is actually incredible.
I've never seen this before. Start.
How does it work?
Oh my god, it scans the items.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it must be something in the clothes.
That's crazy.
It's so wild. Next. 12 items. Confirm. Yes. One back. Yes.
This is like the future.
It's crazy. Look, I can pay it right now.
Ooh, clothes on you?
Yes, of course.
Thanks, Janine. Thanks, baby. Oh my god, they want you to tip?
They didn't want me to tip.
Did you see how easy that was? And that's built on Hedera technology through Avery Dennison, RFID, and Atma IO. And we're going to see this expand out and grow over time as well. And I think we're starting to get close now. We're starting to realize how the world is starting to adopt this technology little by little. Visa will use multiple blockchains until they realize the efficiency of Hedera. Now, Visa, they just talked about going with Solana, and I don't understand that because Solana has the most downtime. I think eventually Visa is going to find a much better network like Hedera, and you'll see them leave Solana soon after. Wrong, although I won't fault you if you don't understand the market, since 99.5% of cryptos are true garbage and or scams. However, true utility will reign supreme. Study up before missing out. Real utility being used by big enterprise. And when you look at the ecosystem of Hedera, that alone should make you want to buy into this cryptocurrency. Any new investor should take a look at the ecosystem before they buy a cryptocurrency. That's the way I look at it. Look at the companies that are involved around that crypto before you buy it. Because once you take one look at Hedera, it's a no-brainer at this point. And the use cases are incredible. Mind-blowing use cases. So one reason I'm never going to sell my Hbar in the short term, because I'm waiting for this. Now, this goes back to December 21st, 2021, the importance of tokenized assets in the tokenization future. Take a listen to what Lehman says here.
How do you see the importance of tokenized assets and the future of tokenization?
Oh, this is a big deal. So I think that ultimately, pretty much everything of value will end up being tokenized. It just makes too much sense. It's the same way that we used to do record keeping on paper, and it eventually all moved to computers just because it made sense. And we used to send information back and forth by mailing these shiny discs through the mail. How weird. Now it's all just over the internet. In the same way, ledgers are going to end up tokenizing everything. What that means is traditional assets like stocks and diamonds and artwork are all going to be tokenized. But in addition, people are going to start tokenizing things that have never been tokenized before, like your own future revenue. You know, Spencer Dinwiddie is doing that. That's going to be tokenized. People are going to be tokenizing things like a kilowatt hour of electricity combined with carbon credits to offset it, glued together. People are tokenizing that. People are going to be tokenizing complex derivatives and futures and sorts of things. All of these things are going to be tokenized. Things that haven't been tokenized before. Spencer had tokenized the ability for people to influence which shoes he wears at the next game. You know, this is not something that has ever been a market before. And so the ability to tokenize things and to send little tiny fractions of a value. I didn't even say that about the diamonds. Maybe I could buy a cup of coffee with a millionth of a diamond. You can't do that today. If I have a diamond, I can't really go to Starbucks and hand them a millionth of a diamond. But you can do that with tokenization.
How do you see the importance?
That right there is the reason that I'm always stressing around tokenization. Now, that was back in 2021. So you know since then, Lehman's been pushing Hedera ahead around tokenization. And we see it around carbon credits and ESG. And this is an $867 trillion market that they're going after. And it comes from the World Economic Forum. So $867 trillion of value in traditional markets poised for disruption by tokenization. World Economic Forum 2021. ADX expected growth rate of tokenization in private markets by 2030, says Citi. 97% of institutional investors agree that tokenization will revolutionize asset management. So think of that, $867 trillion. If Hedera was to only capture maybe 3 to 5% of that, the price of HBAR would absolutely be over $100. Very quick. It would happen so fast. And I think as time goes on, we're going to see Hedera capture even more of that because of the growth around this cryptocurrency. Hedera has almost daily announcements around partnerships and how they're expanding the network. Plus, you got to look at healthcare. There's going to be a lot of tokenization around that. Farming, tokenization, everything that we ever talked about around Hedera will be tokenized in the future. And I like the way he says a millionth of a diamond to buy a cup of coffee. That's how big this is going to become. And now there's this. On 8/16/2023, an announcement was made to support Hedera by Fortress.io. Today, Ripple acquires the company to better prepare for regulatory compliance. Interesting to see if there's a connection between Ripple buying the company and the Hedera announcement recently posted. I think this brings Ripple and Hedera closer together. Honestly, it would make sense for Ripple and Hedera to be partners going ahead into the future. Because I do a lot of XRP videos. I do a lot of HBAR videos. And the growth around these two networks outshines every other network out there. By far, because they both have daily announcements. They're both going after tokenization. They're both going after payments. They're both going after carbon credits. They're both partners of the World Economic Forum, which I think that's an evil entity, but that's besides the point. So it would make sense for Ripple and Hedera to work together, and I would actually welcome that because these two cryptocurrencies are not fighting each other. They're going to work side by side in the new financial system. And once again, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told people in the XRP community. If you hold XRP, buy HBAR. If you hold HBAR, buy some XRP. This way you're holding the best of both worlds. But you know, and until we see how this all comes together, we got to stay patient and stay positive. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.